99% of the time, if people know you will fight, they'll leave you alone. Everyone wants to fight the guy who won't fight. This is a story of life. Everyone wants to pick on the man who won't fight. If they know you will fight, it's a whole different calculation. Even if they know they can beat you, it's still a whole new calculation.
I've lost women who I didn't want to lose, but I let them go. I didn't beg for them back. I didn't cry about it. I just let them leave. I handled it like a man.
There's lots of disabilities that people are born with that they can't help. I've got some friends who are black. Not their fault. God hates fat people. Basically, if you give somebody a present and they don't look after it, you're just going to look at them and think, why did I give that to you? That's why God doesn't like fat people, because he gave them a body and they abused it. They didn't take care of it. They wasted it. Struggle brings you closer to God. If you imagine a man who truly believes in God and finds strength from God, he suffers. And if you imagine a man who's born with a perfect life, perfect parents, endless money, no adversity, no struggle, nothing ever goes wrong, doesn't need to train, he's skinny, nobody ever attacks him, that man is an evil hedonist. He's petty, kind of person who will hurt those weaker than him, try and use his influence and power for nefarious purposes. People who only have pleasures in their life do not experience connection with God, friend. But all of the suffering, you see, suffering is what reminds you that the light is light and the dark is dark. This is why God gives us suffering in the first place. So
when you have money, people think, he has money, but he doesn't have anything else. All he has is money. And I say, well, there's not much above money. You have love, right? Of the people who you care about and they care about you. You have health, because nothing's worth anything if you're dying, right? There's no point in being a billionaire if you're sick. And after love and health, what can't money buy? Isn't that number 3? Money is extremely important. Trying to say money doesn't matter is a coping mechanism.
how do you have time to be depressed? You have so much you could do. There's so much that you need to do to be your best self. And you're competing against men like me. And you're finding hours a day to be sad? No wonder you're going to perpetually lose forever. That's suicide. So how do you find time to do this? It's brutally ineffective. And she now talks to you like she hates you over one thing you've done after thousands of efforts showing how dedicated you are to her. And even now that you're prepared to die for her, she doesn't give a shit about you. I understand that pain. But my answer is, good, it's still good. Now take all of that pain, and instead of emailing me, do this. And then you're going to become the kind of person that women don't leave. Don't worry, guys. Bad things are going to happen. They're going to come. You have nothing to worry about. There will be a day you wake up and somebody you love has died. And you can be sad that day. Why waste a perfectly good day being sad when sad days are guaranteed to come? It's going to work out. In the end, I'm going to win. I may not understand the path there. It may get tricky at some points. But in this simulation, in the end, I win the game. Even if it looks like I lost. Even if I get found guilty, in the end, I still win. So if you approach life that way, it gives you a degree of confidence that allows you to take the brave choice. Best men are the ones who suffered the most. I wouldn't be top G if I didn't suffer more than anyone else. You're a better man than everyone else if your life was a fucking mess. And it was a hardship. Because you're not what happens to you, you are how you react to it. And the best men on earth are men who have had their parents die, their best friends betray them, their girl betray them, thrown in jail, their money stolen, stabbed, robbed. And every time something happened to them, they sat there and they looked in the mirror and said, what can I learn from this? How can I stop this happening? Those are the best men.
Nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're going to have to give a fuck about yourself. Nobody cares about you as much as they need to care to fix your life. Even your parents, even your friends, even all the people who think they care about you, they care about you. Yeah, sure, there may be 2 or 3 people on the planet who genuinely care about you. But nobody is going to come to your bed, drag you out of bed, fucking drag you to a job, force you to work hard, go and get you a hot bitch and go and buy you a Ferrari. Nobody is going to do that for you.
Take care of yourself, train hard, become extremely successful, stay off the streets, stay out the clubs, don't go down any of that mess. You're at the height of your energetic powers, and it should all be focused in the correct direction. You'll be glad you used it correctly when you're older. And the reason it is so fucking easy is because most people can't do that. You have to wake up and go, you know what? I'm responsible for my health, and I'm responsible for my finances, and I'm responsible for my family, and I'm responsible for the decisions I make, and I'm responsible for my work ethic, and I'm responsible for my motivation, and I'm gonna win. That's all you have to do.
I would argue that young men today have a worse life than even young women, and they have all of their own problems. I'm not saying their problems don't exist. But for the average young man today, women expect him to be a millionaire at 20, which he isn't. Nobody gives a shit about his opinion at all. He can kill himself, nobody cares. He isn't born with any innate value because he's not beautiful like a woman is. So he has to build himself from the ground up. He has no teachers in any way. It's very hard to be a young man today, and they feel disenfranchised with the system. You know, people talk about motivation all the time, and I'm tired of getting asked this fucking question. Let me explain something to you about motivation. If you felt like doing something and you didn't do it, you were never motivated. And if you didn't feel like doing something and you still did it, then you were motivated. How you feel has absolutely nothing to do with motivation. Motivation can be measured purely by the action in and of itself. Life as a man is so brutally simple. You wake up and you blame yourself for everything. You look in the mirror and you say, all of this shit is my fault. All of it. So how do I get it fixed? Nobody's going to come fix it for you. Nobody gives a shit about you. You have to give a shit about yourself. It's down to you and you alone, because nobody else is waking up each day thinking of how they can get you to have more money and you to have a nicer life. They're too busy worried about themselves. When I didn't have enough money to buy whatever I wanted, I couldn't fall asleep at night. Because I understood there are people out there that did, and I didn't see them as better than me. And I thought, why are these people who I don't see as my superior living an experience that I can't live? And it bothered me to the point where I could not sleep. The dream is not to have a Lambo. The dream is to have a mother who isn't worried about hospital bills. The dream is to be able to travel around the world because there's a place you want to see before you die. The dream is to not have that depression on a Sunday night because you have work on a Monday morning. The dream is to have a car that works, and if it breaks down, you can afford to pay it. That is the dream. And to achieve this dream, you do not have to go and die in a ditch in Ukraine. You do not have to climb Mount Everest. You have to open up a laptop and type, and you still fail. I've never in my life seen anyone who's determined to get something not get it. I've never seen somebody who is determined in their heart to get something, not get it. The universe and God is so giving and providing. People think it's difficult out here. I disagree. I've never seen someone wake up and say, nah, this is all I care about. This is all I want. Not get it.
Why else would you risk your life if it's not for love? Why does a soldier go to fight and die for his country? Is it because he hates the enemy, or is it because he loves his country? Why does a man protect his wife? Why does a man protect his kids? Why does a man do anything? Why does a man train hard and try and make money? It's because of self-love. You have to love things or you're just an empty shell. As a man, you should be full of love. I'm often accused of being full of hate because I have ideas and I'm against certain agendas, or I'm against certain countries or notions. But that's not because I'm full of hate. It's because I love the other side.